tôi xin được mời ông Đức Quỳnh lên sân khấu. Xin được mời ông Đức Quỳnh.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we could please have you take your seats. It is time for part 2 of the program. You can't hear me?
How about Lina hát một câu để cho kêu gọi quý vị vào chỗ ngồi, thì hy vọng khi mà quý vị nghe Lina hát thì quý vị sẽ tiến về phía đằng trước nơi những cái ghế mà chúng ta đã có, để chúng ta có thể bắt đầu được không ạ? So, do you want to hear Lina sing? Yeah? Okay. See, ai cũng nói Lina hát chút xíu kìa. Hát không có nhạc được không Lina?
Dạ, nếu mà không có nhạc thì còn hay hơn nữa đó.
Vâng, mời quý vị về chỗ ngồi để chúng ta nghe Lina hát và chúng ta sẽ bắt đầu chương trình ngay từ bây giờ. Phần 2, kính thưa quý vị.
I think I'm going to need some help. I think we need a little entertainment up on stage so we can get everyone to take their seats. Yes? Okay. I am so cold right now. Who knows how to sing Hoa cài mái tóc? Có ai biết không? Yes? Ủa? Mẹ Việt Nam mất người sáng quá, nghe đâu đây tiếng vọng hòa bình. Ngày mừng nhòa đôi mắt long lanh, nghe tin con vẫn còn ngày xanh. Một cành hoa em cài mái tóc, anh đưa em qua quãng đường dài. Về thành đầu anh may áo tươi, ta thương nhau xây dựng ngày mai. Ta yêu người, ta yêu đời, ta yêu mình, tình đừng vai. Xin em đừng quá vùng có hoa, xin em đừng đến những nơi chim xanh hót ca. Tình nào không vào đam mê, anh xin em trở lại chỗ ngồi. Dù tình nghèo người đời khen chê, ta thương nhau giữ trọn tình quê. Cảm ơn quý vị. You are very, very kind. If we could get everyone to please sit back down at your seats for part 2. Quý vị nào mà đã đến đây từ mấy xe bus đó, there are a few of those buses that must leave early. We will announce and let you know. Okay, như vậy là Lina và chị Diệu Quyên sẽ là announce cho quý vị biết là khi nào là cần xuống để kịp xe bus để về lại Orange County. And so we want to get started right away because we actually did save the best for last. So the part 2 was the best part, you guys. Okay, are you ready? Thank you everyone for sitting out in the sun now. It is actually a beautiful day here in San Diego. And thank you so much for staying with us till the end. Here we go for part 2. Chị Diệu Quyên.
Cảm ơn Lina rất nhiều. Kính thưa quý vị, ngày hôm nay cá nhân của Diệu Quyên cũng như là Lina rất vui khi mình góp mặt một phần trong chương trình ngày hôm nay, và chúng tôi cũng sẽ được chia sẻ tâm tình của mình. Đối với chúng tôi vào ngày 30 tháng 4 năm 1975 là một cột mốc lịch sử, không chỉ đánh dấu nỗi đau chiến tranh mà còn thể hiện tinh thần kiên cường của cộng đồng người Việt Việt Nam. Và sự kiện này đã buộc cho hàng triệu người Việt đã phải rời bỏ quê hương để tìm kiếm tự do và một tương lai tốt đẹp hơn. Trong suốt 5 thập niên vừa qua, người Mỹ gốc Việt đã xây dựng lại cuộc sống, đóng góp đáng kể vào sự phát triển của Hoa Kỳ, và với những người trở thành thương gia, nhà khoa học, kỹ sư, bác sĩ, luật sư, nhà giáo dục, quân nhân, viên chức dân cử, nhà lãnh đạo cộng đồng, xin công viên của các bạn ngày hôm nay và để tưởng niệm 50 năm Quốc hận 30 tháng 4 không chỉ là một lời nhắc nhở về quá khứ mà còn là một dịp để tri ân và cam kết tri ân quê hương thứ hai đã cưu mang chúng ta và cam kết tiếp tục cống hiến để xây dựng một tương lai vững mạnh và phát triển hơn nữa. Chúng ta hãy tiếp tục cuộc hành trình với tháng tư đen sau đây.
April 30th, 1975 marks a pivotal moment in history. A day that not only symbolized the deep wounds of war, but also embodies the unwavering resilience of the Vietnamese refugee community. The event forced millions of Vietnamese to leave their homeland in search of freedom and a better future. Over the past 5 decades, Vietnamese Americans have rebuilt their lives, contributing profoundly to the growth of the United States. They have become entrepreneurs, scientists, engineers, doctors, lawyers, educators, journalists, military personnel, elected officials, and community leaders. The 50th commemoration of April 30th, a day of national mourning, is more than a remembrance of the past. It is an opportunity to express gratitude and reaffirm our commitment to give thanks to our second homeland for its embrace and pledge to continue working toward a future of even greater strength and prosperity. And now let us carry forward the spirit of Black April through the remarks of Mr. Nรึ่M, representing the Association of Former Republic of Vietnam Veterans.
Chúng tôi sẽ được mời ông Nรึ่M được đại diện cho tập thể chiến sĩ Việt Nam Cộng Hòa tại hải ngoại có vài lời phát biểu.
And everyone attending. Thank you for inviting me, a member of the Republic of Vietnam Veteran Association overseas, to be a part of 50th anniversary commemoration Operation Freaking Wind. I attend the 40th anniversary commemoration in 2015, and I'm honored to be back on this special event. April 30 is always the day of sorrow for the Vietnamese American. As we mourn the fall of Saigon, our native homeland. The chaotic hour of April 30 remain etched in our memories. Our former Vietnamese veteran who served during this war. So we would like to thank all veterans, former Vietnamese and American service members who served during the war, as well as those who currently serve in the United States Armed Forces. You are our heroes. We also pay our respect and honor to those who make ultimate sacrifice. Their bravery and sacrifice is not in vain. We mourn what we lost, but it is also a day of celebration of the freedom, opportunity, and prosperity that Vietnamese Americans have in the United States, our homeland, for 5 decades. For some of us, the deck of USS Midway, the other carrier that were a part of Operation Freaking Wind, were where we took our first step to rebuild our lives. I would like to especially thank Admiral Lawrence Chambers, then captain of USS Midway during Operation Freaking Wind. USS Midway Airboat George Chambers and the 1975 crew member of the USS Midway for your compassion and heroics in rescue and save thousands of Vietnamese refugees. We are forever grateful. Vietnamese refugees and immigrants fled Vietnam with nothing but hope for the better life in a country where freedom are cherished and upheld. Most of us didn't speak English, and all of us were worried and anxious. We were leaving our parents, relatives, friends, and the life we had known behind to go to the country we knew so little about, and a new life that was filled with uncertainty. Fortunately, Americans who we have never met welcomed us in and gave their time and resources to help us build new life for our family. Generations of Vietnamese Americans have been able to achieve the American dream with hard work and perseverance in the 50 years since Operation Freaking Wind. Vietnamese Americans have established thriving communities through the United States. Many of us here today are from communities right here in San Diego and Orange County, Little Saigon. Vietnamese Americans are contributing in all aspects of American life. They are serving in uniform and as our elected government official and representatives. They are successful doctors, engineers, lawyers, accounting, entrepreneurs, small business owners, teachers, professors, physicists, and astronauts, just to name a few. The success of Vietnamese Americans would not have been possible without the USS Midway and those who served during Operation Freaking Wind. It's wonderful to see younger generation of Vietnamese Americans who were born after the war come to learn about the USS Midway and Operation Freaking Wind. Our history will continue with them. Again, thank you for inviting me, and it's an honor to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, that was Mr. Úc Nguyen. Before I introduce our next guest, I would like to remind you, if you have a VIP wristband, that's the one that has the flag on it, you can grab some lunch right over here under the, I believe, the blue tents over there. So if you haven't yet, please, while supplies last. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, we would like to introduce you to Dr. Alex Thai Dinh Vo. He's a historian of modern Vietnamese history and the Vietnamese diaspora. He's currently a research professor at the Vietnam Center and Archive at Texas Tech University, where he oversees projects related to the history of the Vietnam War and post-1975 Vietnamese communities.
Thưa quý vị, và tiến sĩ Alex Thái Đình Võ, ông là một nhà sử học về lịch sử Việt Nam hiện đại và cộng đồng người Việt di cư. Ông hiện nay là giáo sư nghiên cứu tại Trung tâm và Lưu trữ Việt Nam tại Đại học Texas Tech, nơi mà ông giám sát các dự án có liên quan đến lịch sử chiến tranh Việt Nam và cộng đồng người Việt Nam 1975. Xin quý vị cho chúng tôi một tràng pháo tay chào đón tiến sĩ Alex Thái Đình Võ.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, well, before I start, can I ask you guys all to give yourself a round of applause, for having been here for the past, 4 or 5 hours? Some, have been up since 4 a.m. in the morning, getting ready to get everybody ready to be here. When I was asked to give this talk about Vietnamese American journey to America, they said that I have to do it in 5 minutes. And as a historian, I asked myself, what can one say in 5 minutes about the history of Vietnamese becoming Vietnamese America. About journeys, about sacrifices that brought us here. In 5 minutes, we can only trace the contours of April 30th, 1975, the day that Saigon fell. Helicopters scrambled from the rooftops. Children wept in strangers' arms, and a nation's dream collapsed into silence as countless fled in desperation, while others are torn from their families and cast into what is known as re-education camps. It was not just the collapse of a war, it was the end of the Republic of Vietnam. As much as we celebrate Operation Frequent Wind today, we have to remember that this occasion is the occasion in which a country was taken away from us. A fragile yet fervent experiment in democracy and sovereignty, nurtured by decades of struggle against colonialism and communism. A dream shadow for many of us, of our parents' generation, but not destroyed as we are here today present. Recognize that we are not and have not been destroyed. That final month in April 1975 saw 3 urgent rescue missions. First with Operation Baby Lift, evacuated over 3,000 orphans to safety. Operation Frequent Wind, which we celebrate today, rescued more than 7,000 South Vietnamese and Americans as communist soldiers enter Saigon. And Operation New Life processed over 110,000 refugees through Guam before they were dispersed throughout the U.S. From the ruin of a fallen republic came the first wave. The 130,000 Vietnamese under the Indochina Migrations and Refugee Assistance Act of 1975. They left not just a country, but a cause. The hope for freedom, dignity, and peace. Then came the second wave, the most famous of them, the boat people, Nhân. Between 1975 and 1995, nearly 2 million Vietnamese fled Vietnam, marking one of the largest mass exoduses in modern history. Fleeing persecution, imprisonment, forced labor. Hundreds of thousands escaped by sea in overcrowded and often unseaworthy boats. The journeys were perilous. According to the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, approximately, this is an underestimate, 250,000 die at sea, victims of storms, starvations, drowning, and pirates' attacks. Yet hundreds of thousands found asylum, passing through refugee camps across Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Indochina, Singapore, Indonesia, Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, and the Philippines. These are brief sanctuaries for survivors, but also solemn memorials for those who never made it. Many never made it. Their stories of both the lost and the survivors stand as an enduring testament to resilience, to sacrifice, and the lasting toll of war and post-war consequences. Then came the Orderly Departure Program, ODP, right? Launched in 1979, which allowed for more than 500,000 to emigrate to America legally and safely. This included the 1988 American Homecoming Act, which allowed for 23,000 children of American fathers and Vietnamese mothers, once cast aside from society as remnants of old enemies, and 67,000 of their families to resettle in the United States. Then came the HO program in 1990. The humanitarian operation program opened a long overture path for freedom for more than 165,000 former political prisoners, and their families. Men and women who endure years, if not decades, of imprisonment in what is known as re-education camps for their service to a lost republic, for their dreams. So, in 5 minutes, what can one say about what they face in America when they arrive in America? Families arriving in America with nothing. They work in fields and factories, in nail salons, in garment shops, laboring during the day and studying English at night, while carrying with them the invisible weight of war, loss, and displacement. And yet they endured. But they didn't just endure, they built. They, that is you are, you built. You built little Saigons in Westminster, in San Jose, in San Francisco, Falls Church, Houston, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Atlanta. They raised churches and temples. They opened restaurants, markets, banks. They preserve our language and flags. They told our stories through museums, through literature, and through films, documentaries that which we make for our next generation. They became actors and news anchors, professors, astronauts, generals, judges, politicians. They became Americans, not despite of their refugees' identity, but because of it. So what can one say in 5 minutes about those who never made it? What can one say in 5 minutes about those who never made it? Those whose body rests beneath the oceans, waves, or in jungles as they try to cross into Cambodia and Thailand and Laos, in unmarked camps, cemeteries that still exist among re-education camps in Vietnam. And those who never made it in other ways while in America. Those who fell into homelessness, those who fell to addictions and to gang violence, struggling under the weight of trauma, poverty, and displacement. Remember, as we celebrate our achievement today, that they too are our story, our history. The struggle reminds us that survival takes many forms and that every journey was an act of endurance. Their absence, their not being here today, is the price for our present here today. So, before I finish this, I end this, may I ask all of you, we've been sitting for so long already, right? May I ask all of you to please stand up together with me for just a minute, please. Young, old, Vietnamese Americans, stand up please. I ask you to take just one short moment. Take a look around yourself. Turn around. Look at each other's eyes, the one behind you, the one next to you, the one before you. And please reach out your hands, please. Do this, please. Reach out your hand to the person next to you. Please, shake each other's hand.
Xin quý vị, hãy nhìn nhận nhau, quay mặt, bắt tay nhau. Trong cái kỷ niệm đã cơ kiếp đó, hãy cảm nhận cái phép màu khi phi thường của sự tồn tại ở nhau. Lòng kiên cường và niềm hy vọng không bao giờ được nguôi.
So this simple gesture that I asked you to just is to take it whereby you can see and feel the extraordinary